Hi, welcome to the second part of the macroeconomic environment presentation. In the first part, we have already seen the major drivers, namely the technological and political, and the remaining drivers, namely the demographic, economical, global, and social cultural, we are going to see in this presentation. So let us start with the global environment. Under WTO, every country is expected to standardize their import and export tariffs because they're all governed by the WTO organization's various policy initiatives. Indian import tariffs, in fact, are dropped down from levels as high as around 200% to around 5% level today. And there is a compulsion to remain globally competitive even for the domestic market. Even if you are a local player, you have to market your product. All the global players will be sitting in your domestic market. Unless you are globally competitive, you may not be able to be competitive in your local market also, even though you may be having certain advantages. Countries which have intrinsic strength emerged as global players. For example, China has emerged as a low-cost manufacturer for majority of the products, and India has emerged as a major player for manufacture of automobiles of global standards for global markets. So industries which are not globally competitive have been closed down. In India, for example, the large chemical industry and also the electrical equipment industry all have become unviable, so we are mainly depending on the Chinese for all the supplies. MNCs now, in view of the recent political situation, MNCs are reviewing their supply chain model with over dependence on China. Because many of the countries for many of the products, now China is a dominant supplier because of various political development. Every country and every company is now very critically reviewing how to make their supplies coming from outside China. So the second important driver in this political environment, the part 2 of the presentation, is the social cultural environment. So today we see women are occupying more and more larger responsibilities in the organization, and obviously they have to spend larger amount of time in the organization, so that resulting in there is more demand for products like dishwashers, floor cleaners, ready to eat foods, baby care centers, and etc. Similarly, there is a change in the family structure. Earlier we have double income double kid families, now moved into double income single kid family, and now into double income no kid family. So this resulting in larger disposable income available to a lot of these families. That's a big indicator for the companies to work on. Children are emerging as a major decision maker in all these double income single kid families, particularly in the purchase of car or deciding the holiday destination. So they are the important decision maker. Working from home culture started because of the corona, now resulting in many residential flats coming up recently with permanent office room. Because in future also this sort of issues may come there and health issues may come there. So the work from home culture is going to be an important one. In fact, many IT companies, large IT companies, are planning to have 25% of the workforce operating from home. It is advantages in several fronts. Ola and Uber car usage resulting in reduction in car ownership thanks to because there is a lot of challenges in parking space issues. Because in many urban cities today, the biggest problem is parking space issue. Because whenever you go to a particular place, you have to decide where you're going to park your vehicle. So with using this Ola or Uber car, you need not have to bother about the parking space. So the car ownership itself is going to undergo a shift because of this particular one. The next interesting factor that is in the macroeconomic environment is a demography. What is a demography? We are basically talking about people of different age groups. There are smaller people, maybe about less than 10 years old or less than 10, 15 years old. There may be people from 10 to 15 up to 50 years, there is a second group, and more than 50 may be the third group. Each group will have different purchasing power, the requirements will be different, brand preferences will be different, the product requirement will be different, the features requirement will be different, so the markets have to accordingly address the market, closely studying the demography pattern. In fact, what demographic trend will affect the market size? For example, if you see in Japan, the aging population is one of the important aspects of Japan. Accordingly, the companies are working on products to address this, basically the aging population. The second is what demographic trend will represent the opportunities. If you see there, as I mentioned earlier, there is more and more number of double income single kid family or double income no kid family. That means a large amount of disposable income is available, so that's an opportunity for them. The population size and purchasing power like what we are seeing in India, China, Philippines is a real opportunity for the many of the MNCs to really study and exploit. The change in the life expectancy obviously is going to give opportunities for the pharma companies, old age homes, and similar products. Urbanization implication is mainly there is going to be more demand for branded products and services because people in the rural areas also today they're all more brand conscious, but relatively people in the urban areas are more brand conscious and brand oriented, but brand ownership is there. So accordingly, the marketers have to really work on that. Finally, you see the economic environment. The economic environment is nothing but the economic situation of the region or the country where the company operates, expressed in terms of the current income, the savings, the circulation of money, credit availability, inflation, or the GDP, per capita income, foreign exchange reserve, interest rate, strength of the capital market, disposable income, unemployment, foreign direct investment, balance of payment position. Economic environment is largely influenced by the various policies of the government like the industrial policy, foreign investment policy, exim policy, monetary policy, and so on. And this economic environment analysis is very useful for MNCs to identify countries to go for investment or marketing. Hope this particular second part of the presentation, along with the first part of the presentation, will give you an excellent idea about the major forces operating in the macroeconomic environment, how exactly to address these forces, how exactly to closely follow them, and what sort of reactive strategies you have to follow to ensure your business not only grow, not only survive, but also identify new areas of business opportunities. I thank you all for the patience this one. I hope you would have enjoyed the presentation. Hope it is quite useful for all the MBA students, people with the economical background, and also the commerce people also. Thank you once again to you.